off of this video. But what do I think is actually killing Raid? What I think is actually killing Raid is that there's no new content that has a good sense of meaningful progression. Now, if you already know what I mean by that, you're probably in game in this game, and you don't really need to be watching this video. Feel free to watch this video, but you probably know everything I'm already going to say. If you don't know, feel free to stick around and watch the rest of the video. But, before you head out, feel free to like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you're thinking. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. But to those of you that do want to know what I mean, we'll start getting into the more casual part of the video. So, more casual part of the video here. You've probably realized all of my videos are pretty much one take goes. That is because now I'm having to exclusively produce content on my PC, and I'm having a large problem with data disappearing or inability to actually edit videos. And all that to say this, I've already recorded this whole video multiple times to try and get it correct on the first one take go. This is like the 5th recording, and I'm a little tired at this point. Realized that throughout all those times that I messed up and the final take where I actually thought I did everything right, turns out for the first 5 or so takes, I had no audio. So yeah, I'm a little tired going through this video, and I'm sorry for the lower energy level. But back into the video. This is not actually what's going to kill Raid, which is all these stupid offers that they're coming out with. What's actually going to kill Raid is the lack of new content that enables for meaningful progression. Now, what do I mean by meaningful progression? Meaningful progression is something that you want to strive for, progress, that actually feels meaningful. So, for instance, the Arbiter missions. It actually feels meaningful because you can complete those missions before getting to the end game, getting you Arbiter, which can help you get into the end game. That's meaningful progression. Doing these quests, or not quests, well, yeah, they have another, I forgot what it is because it disappears, but they've got another set of things for you to do. You can get that done way before you're even in the mid game. Something for you to do to keep you hooked. It's meaningful progression, get you into the next stage of the game. These daily quests, not really part of meaningful progression, but not really the point of this video. Okay, so what's something else that is meaningful progression? Clan boss. There's difficulties for everyone, whether you've just started the game or whether you're towards the end game. There's tons of stuff for you to do. There's tons of levels for you to do. And then even once you've gotten to the final level, there's tons of damage for you to do. And even if you've maxed out the hardest difficulty with the most damage, you have the final stage of progression, which is trying to be the best in your clan. So there's a high level that you have to work your way through before you're even at the end. And technically there is no end because you can compete. Then you have campaign. Now, originally, I would say campaign, kind of meaningful progression until you hit about the mid-game. Then, or not even the mid-game, I'd say fairly early game, you can get all the way through it. Nightmare campaign, I think, was the best opportunity they had to release new content to this game that would have been meaningful progression. All they would have had to have done was made it to where 12-3 Nightmare was actually more efficient for you to farm than 12-3 Brutal. Kind of speaks to what I mean by it's not meaningful progression. What's the point? You get a few more rewards. Maybe if you're just starting the game now, those rewards will be useful by the time you can complete it. But for most of the people, by the time that update came out, they were so far into the game that the rewards pretty much did nothing. And unlocking all those stages pretty much did nothing. So it was not meaningful progression. Okay, so that's the first example I can give you, and it is the best example of something that could have been meaningful content and wasn't. What are some other new pieces of content that they've released, all of which I think are bad releases? Something else that they released is Faction Wars. Problem with Faction Wars is it's designed to be end-game content. Problem is aside from a sense of completion, None of this is good enough to justify the amount of work it takes. Lydia's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Amazing hero. Amazing abilities. Problem is, by the time you've completed Faction Wars, you're so far into the end game, she maybe shaves a few seconds off of some of your dungeon teams. She maybe gets you higher into Platinum Arena. Or into Platinum Arena, if that's what you're going for. She doesn't do enough to justify the amount of work it takes to get her, because your account, by the time your account's strong enough to do this, you probably don't really need her. She's amazing. She's meant to be amazing, and she is amazing. She's just not amazing enough, and it'd be hard to make her amazing enough without making her so stupidly broken that she's everywhere in the game. So, how do I think they could have fixed Faction Wars? I don't think they can, because fundamentally, from the ground up, it was designed to be end-game content. Now, next thing. One led into the other. Talking about Lydia led into the next piece of content that they released, which is Platinum Arena. Platinum Arena, how do I, top players, here we go. Platinum Arena is the top 300 players. Problem with Platinum Arena is that it would be a hard one to fix as well, because the top 300 players have either already spent so much money that you'll never be able to catch up to them, or they are continuing to spend so much money you'll never be able to keep up with them. You'll never be able to. You might be able to break into into Platinum, but you probably won't be able to stay in Platinum. You might be able to break in at the very beginning or the very end if that's what you're going for. But pretty much everybody gets stuck in Gold 4, and Gold 4 is kind of where you want to be anyways, because it's the most efficient for using your arena tokens to get these little shields here for your Great Hall progression. So Platinum Arena, pretty much a flop. How do I think they could improve it? A lot of time and a lot of work to basically find that threshold where the super end game players have stopped playing and the people that pay to get in can get in, and all the people that are super end game can stay in, and then you can have like a few thousand people that are pretty much free to play who are competing to get in. That's how I think you would fix it. So that might be the top 10,000 players. Could be entirely possible. But until that point, which I don't think they'd ever do, it's really just who's going to spend the most money. This is the list of the 300 players that have spent the most money. That's what this is. Who have spent the most money and gotten the most lucky. That's what this is. So kind of meaningless for most people. Next thing, you have Tag Team Arena. Problem is with Tag Team Arena is from the day it launched, you had so many people trying to climb through the ranks that a lot of people realized it's worthless. When a lot of people realized it's worthless, you basically have a very large distribution from bronze all the way to gold of players that are insanely strong. So even in bronze, you can run into players with 500 total team power, 500,000 total team power. You can run into teams with that same power all the way up through the ranks. So it's really hard to progress through the content and get to these final rewards over here, which basically all the way up until you get to here, none of these rewards are really worthwhile. This is basically a free spider run. The Sacred Shard's not really useful because by the time you've gotten to where you can reach here, just a chance at another Lego's not really going to help you. Books, kind of useful, but again, not really, because all of the meaningful legendaries are probably going to be booked by the time you've reached here. So again, not really meaningful content for anybody who's not at the very end game. You've already completed everything else. By the time you're getting here, you've completed everything else. You've probably been in Platinum Arena. You've probably already beaten Faction Wars. You've probably already beaten Doom Tower on hard. By the time you're getting there, you've completed everything. So you're just trying to complete the game. You can be a completionist, but most people aren't going to be that hardcore into it. Last piece of content here, Doom Tower. Now, Doom Tower, I still think there's an opportunity for them to fix and make it meaningful content. Now, how do I think they could fix it? It'd be hard because scaling is a really hard thing to figure out. But what they could do is just make it like campaign. Give us an easy, a normal, a hard, and nightmare. Yes, there would be people that would be mad they don't have enough time to complete all of it before it resets. but just complete the 2 that you can. There are numerous people right now that are end game players that are completing hard and normal. Just complete the 2. Whether if you're super end game, complete hard and nightmare. If you're mid game, complete normal and hard. Or if you're end game, but not extremely end game, complete normal and hard. If you're mid game, complete easy and normal. If you're very beginning of the game, you should be able to progress at least decently into easy. That would be the way I could see them scaling them making this meaningful content. Problem is scaling with things like Scarab King. It'd be hard to scale them down and not make them so powerful that you can't complete it, and not make it so easy that it's basically pointless. It'd be hard to do, but it's something I think they could do to turn the Doom Tower into meaningful content. Now, why do I have a problem with all this? Most of this content is released for endgame players. The problem is that there's a huge jump between endgame players and the new content level of endgame players. Now, what do I mean by that? Meaningful content pretty much ends whenever you can max out the damage to get the max chest on the hardest difficulty of Clan Boss. By that time, you're probably already in gold. By that time, I almost would be willing to guarantee you've completed the Arbiter missions if you're going for Arbiter. By that time, you've completed Nightmare Campaign. By that time, you've done most things in the game. So most of the meaningful progression in the game is down here. Getting the max chest on the max difficulty of Clan Boss is up here. The problem is the jump from up here to the next easiest thing. What would be the next easiest thing? Probably something like, let's just say, I don't know what's easier out of the new content. Probably hitting platinum. Going from max difficulty of max chest is down here. Consistently being in platinum is like way up here. The difficulty is way harder. That's why I think Doom Tower would be the thing to kind of bridge that gap. Doom Tower is kind of there. I would say completing normal on Doom Tower is like right here. Completing hard on Doom Tower is a little bit too hard right now. If they could kind of bring that down a little bit, that would kind of bridge that gap into the super end-game content. The problem is most people aren't pushing into that super end-game content. They've completed their Arbiter missions. They've completed all the dungeons on 20. They're farming gear. They've gotten their Clan Boss team. And they're like, well, I don't want to push into Platinum. I can't push in Tag Team Arena. The Doom Tower doesn't offer enough rewards to make it worthwhile. The only way Doom Tower is of any draw to these people is the fact that you can compete with your clan. The problem is that most people don't really care about Doom Tower enough to compete with it. Most people have already had a spoiled reaction towards Doom Tower and don't think it's worth their time. Sure, you might get some of those people that are going to be competitive about Doom Tower. The problem is that you might get 2 in a clan, because a lot of people are going to realize, oh, Johnny over here can complete every stage of Doom Tower, even the bosses, at a minute. Whereas I have to fight the Scarab King for 50 minutes to clear it. So I obviously can never be Johnny. You know what I'm saying? So you've got 2 people maybe in a clan that'll be duking it out to try and be the best person at Doom Tower. Most clans that I've been in and talked to have said that, yeah, we've got like our top 3 players max are competing in Doom Tower. Everybody else is just kind of trying to complete it the best they can. So really, the competitive nature of Doom Tower isn't enough of a draw, which to me says they need to increase the rewards. The problem is how much do you complete? How much do you upgrade those rewards before it gets into being too much? I don't know. That's for them to decide. But basically all I'm saying is to sum it all up in the end, there's not enough meaningful progression to get you from being end game to very end game. And that's going to kill the game. I think one of the ways that they could try and bridge that gap again is to make Doom Tower have all those levels of difficulty. I think one of the ways that they could do it with, say, Platinum Arena, make it the top like 10,000 players, kind of degrades it for the top 300, but maybe do what they're doing, which is have special rewards for the top 10, top 20, top 100, whatever they decide to do. And make those rewards scale as you get up in difficulty. Have those special items. They've already started doing that. I think they just need to lower the threshold to where there's actually free-to-play players that can compete in Platinum Arena. Consistently compete in Platinum Arena. Because I know there's going to be free-to-play players going down in the comments section saying, I'm free-to-play and I made it into Platinum. Yeah, you can make it into Platinum if you're one of the first people online at the reset and you push super hard, or if right when it's about to reset and there's not enough people online, if you push super hard and time it exactly perfect. Yes, you can make it into Platinum Arena, but most people can't compete in Platinum Arena unless they spend a ridiculous amount of money. So, that would be a way for them to fix Platinum Arena. Other than that, just I hope that any content they come out with in the future actually bridges that gap between end game and super end game, or I guess I should say super spent a ton of money end game. I know for me personally, this is kind of where my account has been at for a long time. I've completed the Arbiter missions. I can with my team. I don't know if you saw my team on Clan Boss. I'm running Bat Eater. I can easily 2-key Ultra Nightmare. I'm in this clan to help everybody out. Like, I'm at the point where I've completed every bit of what appears to be meaningful progression, and now the only thing to keep me around is to help people out and to possibly progress into this super end-game content. The problem is that gap is so high between where I'm at and what it would take to get into those pieces of content. It doesn't seem worth it. So bridge the gap. That would be the solution. Bridge the gap and produce more content that's in that gap between end game and super end game. That's how you save your game, Plarium. That's all I got for you guys, though. If you agree with what I said, feel free to leave that in the comments. I know this video went way longer than I intended it to, and it wasn't recording. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. Are you shitting me? This was... I hope the microphone didn't pick that up. This has all been streamed to my YouTube channel. I originally intended this to be a video. I was trying to hit record. Instead, I accidentally hit start streaming. So yeah. Again, back to what I was saying in the beginning of the video. This is all a one take go. This is all trying to be said in one take. I guess you can see that because this was originally recorded as live, and I'm gonna leave it up on the channel. I originally intended to upload this video to my second channel, but seeing as how it's here now, I guess this is where it's gonna stay. So I hope you guys enjoyed the impromptu video. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep in mind, I do stream Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you enjoy Raid Shadow Legends content, I produce that every once in a while. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.